great groove going on. Yeah. Got me feeling good. Got me feeling really good. Here we go.
Welcome to the special edition of the B.Andrews radio show. I am Eric, one of your co-hosts on today's show, coming to you from central Wisconsin. And across the room is one of our other co-hosts, Emily. Say hi, Emily.
Hello.
And sitting behind the desk, our awesome producer of this show, the one that makes us all sound good, is Kay. Everybody say hi to Kay. Okay, say hi back.
No. The crowd is really quiet. Yes.
Well, they're really far away. No. Anyway, so we're coming to you on this special day. The show is supposed to normally upload on Tuesday, and it's not going to happen. It's going to upload on a Thursday, July 26th. So it's going to be a short week, and we hope to be back with you Tuesday of next week. It's just been a difficult week. We've had a lot going on this week. This has been our youth children's week ministry at the church, and everybody in this room is involved in that ministry. People who used to be in this room are still involved in that ministry.
Yeah, that's true.
That's pretty cool. John is still being a part of our BYBC, Backyard Bible Camp. That's what we call that. Some of you may know it like a vacation Bible school. And he is part of the skit work that is going on each night. We're broadcasting him in via Skype. I think that's the
Skype
method that we're using. And what we're telling the kids is that he's an astronaut, and we've sent him out in space. A lot of the kids remember him by face. And so we've said that he's an astronaut, he's out in space, and we're building these stories around him. And so we're able to project him up on a big screen, and he's with us during each nightly, what would you call him? I don't want to call it a service. What would you call it?
Story time.
Yeah, during story time each night. And it's a blast to see him up there. He's got his skid. He's playing along. Last night he lost his gravitational device, and there was all kinds of things floating around about him on the screen. It was really cool. And if Emily is listening up in New York, kudos to you. You pulled it off. You made it work. And I loved it all those times that the stapler kept nailing John in the face. So it was
yeah, that was great.
That was really great. I'm sitting here, and all of a sudden I hear this thud. And I look up just in time to watch him move it away from his face. It's like, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, she had so much fun with that, because all I did was say he let go of his coffee cup or whatever he was going to drink out of, and it would just float away. And it did, but then she started attaching it to things like a pad and a pencil and the stapler, and it just kind of kept floating in the
around.
background.
I know, it was great. Now, did you notice, I didn't, sitting where I was with the kids, did you notice if that translated? I mean, could you tell by looking at their faces if they were...
I could hear them. I don't really look at them a whole lot unless I'm talking directly to them, because at that point I was turned around talking to John, but I could hear it. They were all giggling and snickering to each other.
You sure that wasn't me? Because I was giggling and snickering really a lot, especially when
If it was you, your voice was like 3 octaves higher.
It can happen. Anyway,
I love little Michael.
But don't go there. But anyway, no, that one time that it came floating around the front of his face, and you hear this thump, and he moves the stapler away.
I didn't see that. I was focusing on trying to tell a Bible story.
Right, it was during your time that she was telling the Bible story.
I didn't get to see it.
Yeah, I didn't get to see it, but I'm really surprised Emily didn't start giggling.
I am too. I was half expecting to hear this and having to go, Chase, I thought I told you to leave your girlfriend at home.
No. I mean, she is his wife now. He didn't
But-
take his girlfriend to space with him. Okay.
But I was afraid I was going to have to do something like that to try to stay in character. So,
Yeah.
but she didn't. She didn't. So it was all good.
So in our skits, he is a Commander Chase Holloway. I just about called him Jason. John
Wrong
is
person.
wrong person. John is Commander Holloway, and he's in space. His spaceship has been knocked off course. He's somewhere near the planet. Help me on this.
Saturn.
Is it Saturn?
Yeah, Saturn.
Or Jupiter. I can't remember.
Saturn.
Saturn. Okay. And we're trying to get him back on course and repair his equipment so that he can get home. Right?
Yep.
That's the overall premise. And so each night we check in with him. The kids have their passes, and they are cadets, and they've come to space camp. And up in front there's a big console, and we have Rusty, who is our communications officer, and he connects with him every night. And then there's Anna.
He was technically written to be the mechanic, but because Barry is actually our
And
tech
IT.
guy,
Yeah.
we had to change it and make him the communications officer.
But it fits. It really works.
It fits, but now Anna looks like she's just sitting up on stage doing nothing, which is true. But
I mean, she fulfills a part.
yes.
Yeah. Okay. And so we have games and recreation, and the ladies of the church. This is killing me. They have been bringing in cookies for the kids all night. And by the way, we had 11 on the first night, dropped down to 9 on the second night. And how many did we have last night?
21.
Actually, there were 22 kids and 12 youth. We had 34.
Oh, I counted 31 with youth and 21 just with the kids.
No, it was 24. Oh, you know why? Because I also counted you, Amberly, and Kim in that.
I counted Kimberly, just not Amberly. Amberly's an
Amberly's
adult.
an adult.
Don't tell her.
No, she knows. She knows, and she doesn't like it.
She's not sucking up to the responsibility
Okay,
yet.
so I
Everybody
counted.
still thinks she's like 15 and 16.
Well,
Yeah.
she looks the part. And anyway, I counted her. So okay, so should be 33. I wonder if there's somebody else I counted.
33.
You didn't count me, did you? You weren't supposed to.
No, I don't think so.
I counted-
Yeah, maybe I did.
Dad,
Maybe I did.
I'm
I counted
20.
myself in that with the 31.
Twice.
No.
Well, there's the problem. I'm just kidding. Okay,
But
so
it still only brings us up to 32.
yeah,
Someone's
so
math is off.
Yeah,
No.
yeah,
No.
so-
It's 30 without me. 30 with 31 with me.
With
Hey,
me?
Without me.
With me?
Without me.
What you can't see is we're making hand gestures according to the movie Night and Day. But anyway,
With a K.
yes, with a K. So you had to see the movie.
Moving right along. I think we're having communication difficulties.
We are struggling with communication here. We're doing visual communication without a visual audience.
with only a verbal
We
I'm
audience.
telling
could
you.
have a visual
Technically
audience
without
if we
a-
wanted.
Technically without an audience, period, because we won't have them until we're not here.
Until we broadcast, yes.
Right. And
So
at
after
which
the
point we're not
recording,
here.
when we load it, then we'll have an audience. So, I mean, eventually we'll meet up somewhere in time.
No. How about somewhere down the road?
Another,
I didn't have to suffer through that.
another movie
Ha.
title that my children loved. Anyway, so
You try
You
to show me
scarred
something
her.
like that again.
You scarred her.
No.
we're so here we are in the middle of Backyard Bible Camp, but I was talking about cookies before you guys
Cookies?
cookies
Cookies!
before you got
A
me off.
dangerous pastime.
I know.
So, the ladies of our church have been making these wonderful cookies for us,
Wonderful,
for the
wonderful.
children, and they've been bringing them in, and they're just how many varieties of chocolate chip cookies have we had now?
Oatmeal, M&M, nuts, without nuts. We've had sugar cookies.
Yes, the sugar
And-
cookies did come in last
Yeah.
night. Yes.
And then we have peanut butter cookies right now.
Oh, say I'm not a fan of peanut butter.
Oh, how dare you.
So with all the variety of chocolate chip cookies, here's my question to you ladies. Have we had just one bad batch of chocolate chip cookies, no matter what form they come in? And
No.
the answer is
No.
no. They've all been fantastic.
Because the teens work with the kids with recreation and snack time
And craft.
and craft.
Yeah.
We go out with them, and then we have snack time with them. So we get the cookies, too.
Yes.
It's yummy.
Yeah,
Yes.
while I'm stuck inside practicing lines.
Yes, while I'm stuck inside cleaning up after craft.
Hey.
You mean crap?
Craft is
Well, I
exactly
mean, all
what
the
I said.
all the garbage that's left over is pretty much useless. Isn't that the waste? It's the byproduct of everything else.
It is a byproduct of that. So anyway,
Technically,
it's
Oh, my gosh.
byproduct and waste. It is not
Emily.
that. Anyway, so
it is waste. It's
today,
useless. It's
today we want to focus our attention. It is so good to have Kimberly and Amberly Derby with us to work on our to work on our backyard Bible camp. And they were here last year. They're back this year by their own volition. I mean, they volunteered to be here and have been looking for it. And I've been looking forward to having them too.
They went, well, we volunteered for our VBS. What time is your VBS? Because if they overlap, then no. But if there's like a day in between where we can come up.
Yeah, and so that's from Cincinnati. They've come all the way up here.
They couldn't come up early in this summer because of their VBS. So they're like, we'll have to wait. And after their VBS happened, then they're like, oh, okay, let's come. So they came up.
Okay, we got to work on that English. We're not communication skills.
I think
right?
she needs to crack open her English paces and read them
Again.
again.
Yeah, that's right. There might be a pace she might need to repeat.
Or she may have skipped one. Who knows? Her file's a little out of order.
Yeah. So anyway, they're up here, and we do seriously appreciate their volunteerism and having them. It has been an absolute blast to have them, and the work that they have put in getting ready for this is just they've been an invaluable resource. So to their
and a
mom,
renewable resource.
to their mom who might be listening to this show today, thank you for loaning us your children. It has been so they have been a blessing to me, to our church, and to this ministry. So it's been really good to have them.
A lady of the church came over on the ladies' Bible study. On the ladies' Bible study. And they came over and she's like, oh, it must be summer. The Asians are, well, she didn't say Asians. Okay, she didn't say they were Asians, guys. Seriously. She said, oh, look, the girls are up from Kentucky, and I guess it's summertime now.
That was just your mind replacing it with an Asian.
Yes, because I always say Asians instead of the girls.
Well, the whole point of me bringing that up is that you guys are incredibly good friends, and that gave me the idea for
We're
today's
family.
show. Well, but still, and it gave me the idea for today's show is to talk about the different types of friendships that there are out there. So I thought that we would go down that road and talk about friendship because it is a huge thing. It's also in the Bible.
Yeah, how did you get friendship out of me accidentally calling my cousins Asian?
No, I was talking about your cousins being here and how thankful that I was. Never mind. You are so short-sighted. Anyway, this is a good place for a break so I can talk to this crew. So we're going to take a break. Go out, refresh your cup.
Friendship.
Oh, they just did the rainbow sign. Seriously.
Friendship.
Go out and refresh your cup, get something to drink, and come on back and we'll talk about friendship.
If you'd like to connect with us, please visit us at our Facebook page, B.Andrews, just like a name, B.Andrews, B.E.A.N.D.R.E.W.S. B.Andrews.
Welcome to the second part of our B.Andrews radio show today, where we are exploring the issue of friendships and what friendships mean and the different kinds of friendships that there are.
It's
and
beautiful.
all these. We're rainbowing again. Okay.
It's like T-bowing, only a bit more sullen because, it's raining.
Okay, I have no idea what T-bowing is, but
We're going over this again.
I'm really
T-bowing
confused.
is Tebow, the football player. Every
Oh,
time he
okay.
won
Oh,
or didn't win, he would do what's
yeah.
called T-bowing. He'd go out, he'd stand at the
This is
goalpost,
the
and
first
he'd
time I've
praise
heard
God.
this. Oh,
Really?
okay. Yeah.
No, we
I
talked to-
actually never seen him play a game in my life.
Well, I
Oh.
mean, he's not a part of any of our teams.
Well, he is doing baseball
so-
now.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can't see my face, but my face is incredulous.
My voice
Oh,
can
actually,
be like,
it looks
okay,
like
this
you've
is
been
weird.
sucking on a lemon. Is that is that incredulous?
No,
No.
more like someone stuck something under my nose, and I had no idea what to make of it.
Okay. Anyway, so we're going to talk about the different friendships, and one of the things that I want to explore is different levels of friendship. Now, let's just face it: if somebody is against you, they are not a friend; they are a foe. Okay. Used to be,
Except the Lord of Angels' armies.
And when somebody would knock on your door, the old answer used to be friend or foe. Okay, so that's what we're the generic term of friend. That's what we're running with here. Just a minute.
Interesting enough, that is a quote straight from the Bible. The general of heaven's armies, when Joshua shouted out friend or foe, he said neither.
Right, he was neither. I'm neither a friend or but friend or foe.
Friend or foe.
He was neutral. That's what he was trying to say. I'm neutral. I'm not on one side or the other. Because I'm not either for you, but I'm not against
So
you
if
either.
the mailman were to knock on the door and you'd be like, friend or foe, and what do you say? Neither or mailman?
He would say male person. That's where we got.
I'm a
into
male
nowadays.
person?
Male person.
That
Ooh.
doesn't sound any better. That's why I'm questioning
but
you.
Okay, it's all in the
Mail-
spelling.
Mailman, male person.
Carrier.
Male carrier.
No,
that
no,
just
no,
sounds.
no,
that
just-
sounds
just-
like a
okay,
male
well, you're
seahorse.
You're getting off task here. Okay, so different levels of friendships that there are out there. And so what we're not talking about somebody who is a foe, but we're going to start at the very lowest degrees of friendship. Moving up to the very higher degrees of friendship, and at the lowest degree of friendship, you would have what we would call, in my estimation. Now, you guys can throw whatever word you want with this, but I would call that an acquaintance.
And right above acquaintance is the guy who's saying
Acquaintance,
acquaintance. Right above,
communication.
right above acquaintance is the guy that makes your sandwich.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what? I would make a friend
Yeah.
out of that guy.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
really
You got
would.
a friend in me.
Absolutely. Hey, dude, extra mayo.
Yeah.
You got
Ayo.
it. Oh,
Ayo.
there's a friend.
Aw,
Okay.
thanks.
So,
Romance right there.
absolutely. Can I get a little hot mustard with
Don't
that
say it like that.
Ew. Dad,
So-
why?
Because I can.
Ew.
So anyway, at the very lowest level, you have the acquaintance. And a step up from an acquaintance is somebody that you know and that you see at a certain place or from time to
Like
time.
the sandwich guy.
But you still, and you still may not know him by name, though.
You could be like,
it's,
"Hi, guy."
Hey, guy. How you doing? Dude, what's up? I mean, what are some of those generic things? Bro.
Bruh.
Bruh.
Just
hate
chain
that
him,
one.
bruh.
Bruh. Seriously, bruh.
That's a goofy one. But anyway, but they do say that in some parts of the
They
United
also say
States.
like friend, chick, girlfriend, hey girl, you there, bozo.
No, that's
So
not a
and
friend.
so with the face.
That's not a friend. You don't call a friend a bozo, okay?
Are you kidding? Amberly calls Kimberly Kim Ugly.
That's her
Ooh.
Korean name.
Korean name apparently.
All right.
Can I make a shout out to somebody?
Okay,
To a
do
friend?
it quietly.
Yes, my bestest friend.
Okay.
Her birthday is on Saturday, and I wanted to have a shout out for her.
All right.
Elise,
You got a name?
Elisa West. She's
Hi,
turning.
Lisa.
She's turning 14.
You old lady, you.
Whoa.
Okay. I hope. Hopefully, she's listening to this show, and so happy birthday. Oh, okay, here we go, everybody. Happy birthday to you.
Aw.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Lisa. Happy birthday to you.
Aw.
something you would only do for a friend.
Exactly.
Okay.
And
All right.
mess it up and make it sound absolutely awful.
So then you have these other friends at different levels. You have I think there's that friend that you don't mind bringing over to your house. You know him by name,
but you wouldn't let him eat out of your fridge.
No, not yet. He hasn't reached that
feed
level.
them.
Don't you? I will feed you what I said before you, but don't you dare eat my
He hasn't reached that level yet. And then there is that friend that you come over and it's like, Jude.
Hey, Jude.
Dude, Sukasa Mikasa.
Mikasa Suka.
No.
That's intruding.
Your house, my house.
That's intruding.
No, Mikasa Sukasa, and you don't care if he gets in your whatever's in the fridge, eat it. I got to get rid of the leftovers anyway. I mean, you totally trust him, and he trusts you not to give him ptomaine poisoning. So I mean,
or salmonella.
or salmonella. So anyway, yeah, that's a whole nother level of friendship.
And then there's the next level of friendship where the person who can drive comes over and just steals your food anyway. They're like, sup, I know you don't mind. Whatever. They're just walking for the food.
And then they buy your groceries so you cook them food.
Yeah, but next time around,
that's
they
a symbiotic relationship.
Yeah, then they stop over, with in your mom's case, they bring over the 2 half gallons of half and half. And
Here, I have extra. It was on sale. Have some.
have some.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
pretty
got
much.
some for you while I was at the store. I knew you'd want some.
'Cause she feeds everyone.
Each one of those are a different level of friendship. And here's some things that people might get a little bit messed up on. At one point in time in my life, my best friend was my dad. He and I ran around together. We had an incredible friendship. And one of the reasons why we developed a friendship was because my dad never had a dad. And all he knew, basically all of his relationships were based on very deep friendships. And so he and I became very good friends. In fact, I'll never forget the day that, I started dating, and then I asked this girl to marry me, and as our relationship progressed, I noticed my dad started getting kind of weird about me and my fiance's relationship. I mean, he even came to me and said, are you sure you want to do this whole big marriage thing? I mean, you guys can just elope, run off, and get married and do that kind of a thing, I mean, it's not a big. And
Your father suggested you.
yes,
elope?
he did. Yes, he did. And
You would never suggest that.
No, and he was semi-serious about it too. And what I got to figuring out is that Miriam, my wife, and I started becoming that deep of relationship and friendship that he was on, and she was stealing his best friend. And it really had an effect on him. And so and then after we got married, one of the cool things is he started making her his friend, and they started getting closer. And
he started taking her to yard sales.
yes, I mean, they started hanging out together more than my dad and I used to. And I'm like, wait a minute, what happened to me? What am I here? Just
You left him.
I did. Just chopped liver? I mean, come on, man. I was the stiff that had to go to work, and they were hanging out together now. So it was
the two of us.
it was, they had a really good friendship going on. And so, moms, dads, siblings can be good friends. Something I've always wanted my guys and gals, and I'm talking about my sons and daughters, I always wanted them to be best friends and to have that kind of a relationship. So maybe there's people out there that understand that your best friend was your sister. We're in here spanking the baby. What?
Yes.
What?
Barbra Streisand.
I have. Oh, never mind. We're moving right along.
Dad's mind cannot understand the moment that just happened between us. Okay. Whoa. Boom.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. The sisters are fist bumping and everything else in here.
Everything's happy, sunshine and rainbows.
Oh, they're doing
Everything is
rainbows
awesome.
again. Okay. So friendships can happen on so many different levels. So that's the thing that we want to get across today is the differences in levels of friendships. And there's and the reason why we're bringing this up is because there are people that really get hung up on levels of friendship. I know that I did as a kid, which is one of the things I want to bring up because I had a cousin that I really wanted to get close to. I thought he was so cool, and he is exactly 1 year and 2 days older than I am. And I really, really wanted to get close to him, and I wanted to hang out with him because I thought he was so cool, and blah, 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 blah. And yet, as far as a friendship went, we never connected. Hardly ever at all. I mean, there were times we would try to hang out, but he and I just never could develop that kind of you would consider a deep friendship. In fact, there is other than my dad, there is not another male in my life that I connected with on that level of outside of my family. I've never had what you would consider a male friendship. Not the two that I have had is one's been with my dad and the other one's been with my sons. Eventually, when they got old enough and they became dudes, not just little boys anymore, became dudes.
We're all dudes.
They were my closest male friends. Of course, we're in a band together. We
sleep in the Suburban together.
Sleeping in a Suburban.
Underneath tables in churches.
In churches.
Wait, why are we underneath churches? You don't remember when Dad slept under the table? I didn't know you could get under there.
I'm talking about
You
when
wake up and Dad's curled in a circle under the table, hugging his pillow.
Not that big.
I know you
Yeah,
said
but this table is tiny.
you said we're sleeping under tables in churches.
I have,
Why are we
actually.
sleeping under the church?
Well, it was tough, but we got down there. Anyway,
I don't know, somehow.
Yeah, so I never really had, and then as far as my best friend of all time, that's my wife, and that's who I've been the closest to. I've never had and have never experienced that another friendship outside of those relationships. So those are my closest friends. Everyone else down from that, people that love to have over, their acquaintances, I would consider them a friend. They would do things for me, and I would do things for them, but I don't share with them out of the depths of my heart and soul. I don't necessarily tell them
Heart
secrets.
and soul.
I don't, no bromances. Don't have any of those.
No epic bromance?
No,
No, that's John and Barry.
No epic romance. So, I mean, those have been my closest relationships. So everybody else on that goes to those other categories. Friends, as far as, hey, have you over for dinner? Bye-bye. Bye-bye. When it's time to go.
There's a few just over that where a few things, but nothing really really in depth.
An intense friendship. No,
Yeah.
I just don't have any. I don't know if it's because I'm such a deep friend with my wife and my family that I don't necessarily maybe have the capacity for it. I've never stopped to really analyze it. I just know that there are different levels of friendships that we have. So there's something for you to think about. Different levels of friendship. And when we come back, Kay, we're getting ready to take a break. When we come back, Kay is going to run us through some things that will ruin friendships. And isn't that right? Isn't that what you're
You need to work on your evil laugh.
Seriously, a French chef will ruin your friendship. Okay.
Les poissons.
All right. I'm sure Disney has copyrights on that. So
What Disney? This is Sydney.
Okay, so go get you a refill and come on back and let's talk about things that will ruin your relationships.
Hey, Emily, want to see me pull an armadillo out of my shoe?
Not this trick again.
Nothing up my pant leg. Whoosh! Presto! Un gran gato negro en mis pantalones.
Welcome back to the B.Andrews radio show.
Welcome back to this third segment of the B.Andrews radio show. And some things that we were just talking about, take care of a little bit of a business here. Working on, you had just mentioned to me, we're working on deconstructing and reconstructing our website. Everything was built around our band ministry, and now we're kicking over to just having the podcast ministry. So if you want ministry, yeah, I like that idea. I like that word. Podcast ministry. Yeah, I think it's a ministry. I think we're ministering to people, even if we're helping them to just laugh. Huh?
PM?
Podcast Ministry. Yeah. And just think, we come on in the middle of the afternoon. Well, that's PM. Afternoon. Anything past 12.
MPA PM.
So anyway, so some things to be looking forward to. B.Andrews Podcast Ministry. We're reconstructing our website so that it fits that. I've already notified Kay that she's going to have to get involved with blogging.
I don't even know what.
Yes.
Shut up, Emily.
What are you, did you just yawn on her blog?
No, I went, ew.
Oh, okay. Well, that's better than yawning on your blog. But one of the things...
I don't know what's more insulting.
I'm not sure.
She's just going to go on and be like, yawn.
It should be like a tri-blog.
Tri-blog?
Tri-blog.
No.
Okay. Well, what meanders through your cerebrum when you say tri-blog?
Random thoughts, funny blog, and then like serious blog. Like, so that you have like...
I'm guessing I'm
different
random.
viewpoints, different...
Do we rotate on that?
No. I'm guessing I'm
or...
random. You're funny. He's serious.
No, why can't we rotate? That's what I'm asking.
Sounds
I
good.
can't be serious.
So that's your problem.
Okay.
One of many.
Well, we'll work with that. Okay. Can you believe this? She wrote a serious blog, and I laughed the whole time. Wow, communication.
I
Do that.
Anyway, so just before the break, we were talking about levels of commitment and relationship, and one of the things during the break that we were talking about is the way. Why are you guys doing the pig pen dance? If y'all ever see Pig Pen Dance on the Charlie Brown, that's what they're doing in here.
Actually, no. What you need to do is you need to go onto YouTube and look up the blanket dance.
No, I've showed him.
No, thank you. So anyway,
that is not it.
And
That is
Emily,
so not
you were
it.
just sharing with me about the way some people only have a capacity for friendship based on
the way psychologically, the way some people are is compatibility with other people and the way they trust. So they don't like trust as easy, or they just don't like that many people, and so they're a bit more solitary. Usually, it's introverts. And so they really only ever form deeper, like really good friendships with maybe like 1 to 3 people. And so they don't have big group of friends. They just have like 1 or 2. And that may be the kid in your school you may think is a loner or something, or that person that's usually off by themselves because their 1 or 2 friends may have been childhood friends, or maybe they aren't at the workplace, or they don't have classes together at school.
So they look like a loner, but actually their friendship is somewhere else where you don't see it.
Right.
Okay, gotcha.
Right, because they only have like a couple of really close friends, or maybe even so many people that they would even consider friends.
I don't think you can have too many incredibly deep relationships, because the level of commitment that it takes to be the kind of friend that I'm talking about, you can't do that with everybody. You can't be that deep of a friendship.
Yeah, but that's also from people's standpoints who are used to only having like family and then really, really close friends. And so we're used to giving people that commitment. We're used to understanding what that means, whereas a lot of other people, they grow up, oh, you're my friend. Well, then they lose maybe some friends, and then they get more friends.
What do we call that? Flighty, superfluous type of friendship,
or someone who easily connects with other people, and they're just like that way with people all the time,
but nothing in depth.
But it's not necessary. Yeah, it's not necessarily.
I'm not committed to you in any way, shape, or form.
And also, we've been raised that way, that a friendship is something that is really meaningful.
But we also share these guys' brains. I mean, he's the one who kind of
raised
gave them to us.
Wait. You don't share my brain. I use it all up myself.
Come here. I'm going to put my nuggets together.
I'm telling you. So, Kay has gone in, and
you can't tell me that with 7 kids, with each kid you lost a little piece.
7 kids! Whoa!
Well, I'm including Hayden and Julius.
Okay, yeah. I forgot
Julius?
about those. Yeah, Julius, the imaginary friend.
The imaginary friend.
Okay.
He runs around.
You can't tell me that with 5 kids. So
Five.
you didn't lose one piece of your mind with each
Yes,
of us.
I only have one brain cell left. What do you mean lose pieces of my mind? Anyway, so what we're saying in our definition, so that the audience is following with us, in our definition of friendship, there's going to be some deeper level of commitment involved in the relationship with what we're going to call friendship. And by the way, let me throw out a Bible scripture, one that you guys in your homeschooling had to memorize, and that is, for a person to have friends, he must show himself
Friendly.
He must shoe himself.
King
He
James.
must showeth himself friendly.
Yes.
You got showeth. Oh, you got the updated paces.
Yeah.
That's new King
That's the
James.
new King James.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotcha. So,
No,
I mean,
it's-
and so friendship is a two-way relationship. It's a two-way street. If you're going to have friends, you got to be friendly yourself. And in that word friendship, there is a love relationship.
Want a
and
friend? Be a friend.
Be a friend. And
Bruh.
in that
Bruh.
type of love relationship, we're talking about a commitment to somebody. So, all right. So, Kay, how do you end up ruining relationships? Are you ready? Let's go through these real quick.
Okay. It is. Do you want me to the site name?
Yeah, go ahead. Cite your resource.
In Touch Ministries. Emily, that is loud.
Sorry.
Really? On the radio? Come on, man.
On
Woman,
the radio.
female, girl.
Person
chick.
over there.
Carrier.
Person over there.
How
Okay.
generic was that? All right.
Hey, you with the face.
Are you
Okay.
talking to me?
you talking to me?
Obviously not. I don't have a face.
All right. 10.
You're a lot smarter.
I shouldn't have done
You're-
it anyway.
You're a lot smarter than you look.
Here we go. We're going through these really quick. 10, right?
Yep, 10 ways to ruin a friendship. A friendship can end for a variety of reasons, but here are some that are basically characteristics from different people. That
Number
cause it.
1.
Selfishness.
Well, that was obvious.
Yeah, that'll ruin a friendship.
Okay.
Want to talk about me? Want to talk
about
about I?
want to talk about
Number 1, oh my me, my. Okay, okay.
Number 2
Two.
is manipulation.
Oh, who likes to
I
be
would've-
manipulated?
I would have put that as like the top thing that would ruin people because it's like, well, I mean, unless people know they're being manipulated.
Ruin
And then,
people.
do you like it? I mean,
No.
especially when you find out you're being manipulated. That's even the one that makes you clench your teeth together and go,
Right, but if people do it
"This
right,
is going to be the
if
last.
people do it right, and you don't know you're being manipulated.
This is going to be the last time. I'm not going to let
Right.
this happen again." No. Anyway, number 3.
Possessiveness.
Helicopter mom.
What you're not seeing is what his lips are doing as he's making that
Okay.
sound effect.
Okay, so what they put in little tiny sentences afterwards, and this one, possessiveness has attempting to limit other people.
What'd you get in your mouth?
Wow.
Nothing.
Don't lick the microphone. It won't
did.
happen if you don't lick the microphone.
It's a fuzzy on the
I
end.
telling
didn't.
ya.
I didn't. I was stuck between saying persons and people. Okay. Possessiveness is basically what they say is attempting to limit other people's friendships and basically being your mine.
She's
you can't.
mine. Oh, mine.
Yeah, that's usually what
It's a-
possessiveness is characterized at.
Yeah, it tears
Okay.
down more than just the person that it's happening to.
Yeah, it's smothering other people. All right. Number 5.
4.
3.
2.
1.
No!
Okay, number 4.
Jealousy.
I think that goes hand in hand with like possessiveness.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, it does.
And manipulation.
But that's
Depends-
all right.
It
Go
depends
ahead.
on what that.
What do they
person-
mean, jealousy?
Trying to control our friends and attempt to keep them keep them is a sin, not a sign of love.
Number 5.
Criticism. If you're constantly finding faults with your friends and pointing them out.
You either
Ew.
need new friends.
Ew.
Or
your
you need an
shoes.
attitude change.
Ew. Are you going to wear that top? Ew. Are you going to
Why are
wear
you
that
picking
in
on
your
the
hair?
female?
Ooh,
version
are you
of
gonna
that.
wear your face?
If I could,
attached!
trust me, if I could change it, I would have a long time
Well,
ago.
come here. I've got a jackhammer just for that.
Oh.
All right.
Okay.
Don't worry. It numbs after the first half hour.
Half hour. Lord.
It's on the lowest setting.
You want to know how I got that chiseled look, right? Anyway, number 6.
Explosive temper.
Ooh, yeah. Being around somebody that's always got a bad temper, that's
Well, little things set them off, and then they become really mean and rude for like no reason.
okay. Yeah, that's a bad one. Don't like to be around people that do that.
Not to mention, it could make people pretty fearful.
And then if you're around anybody else, it can make you like really uncomfortable.
Because you're like, quiet,
awkward.
but they don't listen to you, and you're like, ugh.
Yeah. All right. Number 7.
Covetousness.
Isn't that
Wait a minute.
That's
Jealousy?
no,
And
possessiveness,
Possessiveness.
and covetousness.
Wanting what someone else has is selfish and is the opposite of focusing on
I
what
get
is
it.
but that's
best for
also
other
selfish.
I'm
people.
only your friend because, dude, can we play with that new baseball you got? Dude,
Your mom makes the best food.
Yeah, dude. Oh my goodness, you got. The
I'm just here
coolest
because of your
bike.
sister.
Can I borrow your? Oh, creepy.
Bruh, you're just the same size as me. I like your clothes.
Yeah.
And the next thing you know, half your wardrobe's missing.
Yeah. See, only
like
girls do
those.
that though. Guys don't.
No, John has worn several of my shirts because we both wear men's size small.
Well, but your brother and sister. Still, that's I have no answer for that. Number
No. The boys stole each other's shirts too.
Yes, number 8.
They're brothers. Anyway, disloyalty.
Disloyalty.
Distrust drives a stake between two people.
Well,
Well,
no.
if you don't trust somebody, then they obviously can't be your friend. You can't be a friend if you don't
and
trust
and
them.
and
But this
and,
is
and,
disloyal.
and jealousy and what was that other one?
Covetousness.
Possessiveness. No, not covetousness because that's wanting what your friend
Jealousy,
has, and possessiveness. Yeah, could end up causing this because
don't trust the
Disloyalty, not
person.
trust.
Yeah, but no, but you think the other person is being disloyal because you're so possessive of them. What? I thought you're only my friend. You're not loyal. Well, yeah. You guys see what I'm getting at?
Yeah.
It could be somewhat related to it, but
All of these
But I think-
just sound like a string of one really bad
But I do
person.
think that they are really after truly being disloyal. I think that's what they really mean. Like you're not that level of commitment that we talked about.
Yeah.
You don't make
like
it.
talking behind someone's back.
Yeah.
All right.
Number 9.
Dishonesty.
And then lying
Okay.
about it.
And then lying about it. Yeah, disloyal. Yeah, because if you're going to be disloyal, you're going to lie about it too.
Yeah,
Okay.
because, unless you're that one jerk, I guess.
Yeah, it goes.
The selfish jerk going,
Yes.
yeah, I did.
I told
Why
every-
do you have a problem with that?
Yeah, I told everybody about the picture on your phone. I'm the one who did it. It was me. So.
It was funny.
You should thank me.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
another one, man.
Okay.
Number
10.
10. Busyness. I don't exactly understand this, but at the same time,
Well,
I
mean,
do.
if you don't spend time with someone, you tend to grow apart. So if they constantly put other things before you,
Again, commitment level to a friendship.
right? Because if you've got like work and other things that are really, really necessary, there's a part of like understanding that comes with that. But if you're constantly doing it, even with other things like, oh man, I gotta go to the grocery store, instead of saying, well, I gotta go to the grocery store, you want to hop in with me, we can talk and stuff and hang out while I do that.
Yeah, but I do understand that when people move away from each other,
Yeah.
just that ability to connect, just it goes by the wayside. It's a natural factor. Well, these are some things that can cause your friendships to get messed up. Pay attention to them. And we're going to take another break right now. When we come back, we'll talk about a little good news.
You're listening to the B.Andrews Radio Show.
Welcome to our fourth and final segment of this edition of the B.Andrews Radio Show. We're so glad that you have been with us. Please follow us online at Facebook. It would be so good to have you meet with us there, make comments about the show on the page. And if you have the ability, we would also ask that you would sign up and listen to us either on YouTube, which is another great place to connect, or at Spreaker.com, B.Andrews Radio Show. Look there, sign up and be a friend. The cool advantage is eventually of signing up on Spreaker is that we eventually would like to get over to iHeartRadio. That would be so cool to get our show onto iHeartRadio. But to be
it's a heart.
But to be able to do that, we have to.
Goofy
I think they would like to
yeah.
see that we have 500 followers on Spreaker. So we'd love to have you follow us over on Spreaker. You just go to www.spreaker.com. Spreaker spelled SPREAKER. Spreaker.com/B.Andrews Radio Show, and follow us from there, and you'll get notifications. And once again, working on our website, we're deconstructing it, so it's going down. Actually, it was should have been taken down. Yeah, it should have been taken down. It should have been taken down as of yesterday, I believe. Our webmaster was going to do that. Everybody knows our webmaster?
King Saul?
No, Big Jeff.
Yeah.
King Saul.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's our webmaster.
Ah!
I
No, not the microphone stand.
I just got turtled.
It's a frog!
Oh.
Wow, it's worse. I just got frogged. Okay.
You rip it.
Frogging something is a term in crochet when you have to rip out all your stitches.
Rip
it's called
it.
frogging because you rip it.
Thank you. Nice cover. Appreciate that. Anyway, but you can meet us there. But we have the deconstruction of the website that's going down, and we're working on the reconstruction of it. So stay tuned as we get ready to launch that. You'll be able to pick up our podcast from there. Our store will be there, and trust me, ladies and gentlemen, we'll really need your support, because most of the support for this podcast came from our band ministry and being out on the road. We no longer have that. All that we will have will be what we will be doing here on this podcast.
Okay, so every day, each week, Dad's like wakes
Each
up.
week she's shuffling. It's a long shuffle.
Each-
The longest running man I have ever seen.
Yeah.
Okay, this goes along with my point. Each week, Dad wakes up and he's like, so, what are we going to talk about on the podcast? And there's only one tiny segment where we're really talking about it most of the time.
And then the other time, we're just making jokes and talking about random things.
Exactly.
I try to keep you guys on
Yeah,
task.
but we're funnier when we're not.
Okay.
There's no script to the show.
Did you
because
hear
if there
that?
was, we'd
Did
sound
you-
like robots.
Did you hear that blank airspace?
No,
Okay.
we don't.
All right.
Not anymore.
And so now
What are
this
you
is
talking about?
this is our
Okay, Metaton.
this is our favorite part of the show, where we tell you a little good news.
Well, it's time for a little good news, and let the sun shine through for me and you with some good news.
Today's good news segment comes from the Good News Network. A tourist in China accidentally pays 100 times his taxi fare, and the driver tracks him down to return it. The honest-hearted cab driver, I almost said cabsy, cab driver is being praised for returning hundreds of dollars worth of fare to a Chinese American tourist after they accidentally overpaid. The Chinese driver, Zhang Ping, had been working in the capital city of Jin in the Shaanxi province. If I have mispronounced any of these slightly, you'll forgive me. I'm American.
That's right. And trust me, no American's going to hold you accountable. So.
Seriously.
Well, I don't know. Some of the pickier ones might. Anyway, when he checked the online wallet of the WeChat app, which is what they're using over there now, to pay for the cab fare, he noticed that one of his passengers had paid 6,500 yen for a 65 yen fare. For perspective, that's about $950 for a $9.50 ride.
Yeah, okay. But aside from the translation from yen to dollars, basically what he done is he messed up the decimal point, because it was supposed to be 65.
Yeah, he mentions that.
And he did 6,500, so he monkeyed up the decimal point.
Yeah, he didn't notice it until after he dropped them off at the hotel where they were staying, and he went back to check through his electronic paying app. So he guessed that it had been made by 4 tourists who had picked up from the train station, the American ones, obviously, that had made the mistake.
Had to be an American. Okay. Yeah.
That he dropped off at a nearby hotel. When he failed to contact the group through his own dispatchers, he went to the hotel where he had dropped them off and explained the situation to the clerk at the front desk. The man who made the payment came downstairs to meet the cab driver and was stunned to hear about his mistake. It was his first time visiting the Chinese city, and he says that he had been confused by the app's online payment system. The systems like WeChat Pay and Alipay are all new to me, he said. I don't really know how to use them. In the U.S., when I pay, there's usually a space that they put in their own decimal points. So I thought I had to do the same thing here and ended up accidentally paying so much more. He was even more stunned when Peng turned down a reward and insisted on refunding him all of the excess fare. So needless to say, the tourist left him a sparkling review on WeChat. I can't believe it, he wrote. For some people, money is their only goal, and 6,500 yen is a lot of money. I felt so excited yesterday because you returned it, and I really appreciate that.
That is absolutely awesome, and you've
sweet.
got to appreciate the honesty of people that do that. And
he
look
was
at
a
this.
foreigner
Yes.
over in China.
Right, and but here's what he went to: the people who ran his taxi service. When they didn't help him, he went the extra mile and went and did it himself. You know,
Yeah.
he could have been justified and well, I tried.
And the one guy didn't even go to lodge a complaint. He realized he must have made a missed payment, even though he probably couldn't convert it in his head how much it was. He probably realized he made a missed payment when he didn't put in the decimal point correctly, when it automatically did it for
Actually,
him.
according to your story, he hadn't caught it yet. The taxi driver's the one who caught it, and when
According
he came
to the story,
downstairs,
he said he had to do the decimal place there and accidentally end up. He said he
but
accidentally
the
ended
cab,
up paying
if
more.
I caught your story right, it said that the cab driver's the one that called
who gave
called
the
his-
money back and called him up
called
for
his
it.
attention to it. He hadn't
But-
even realized it yet.
Well, I don't know if he realized it yet. That was the thing, because the way he made it sound when he said it was.
If you read in there now, go back and check the one paragraph, but it said when he came downstairs, he was surprised to learn. So I'll let you look at that and check that up and see if I'm correct. But that's what I thought I heard you say.
Said the man who made the payment came downstairs to meet the cab driver and was stunned to hear about his mistake. Yes.
Hear about his mistake.
So maybe he didn't know.
He did,
But
it
he
didn't
did
sound
know
like-
he messed up the payment method.
Yeah, well, once the guy pointed it out to him. So
No, he said he messed up. He knew he messed up the payment method because he didn't know how to use it.
Anyway, but so be that as it is, good for this guy. It is awesome to know that there are people out there. And as we get ready to wrap up our show today, the thing that I would like to encourage our listeners to do is, you know what, be that guy.
Be that friend.
Be that guy. And that truly is a friend. That's one of the things of showing yourself in order to be a friend. When the Bible tells us
Guy was
about
trustworthy.
what a good Samaritan is, and says that he's your neighbor. Be that guy. And how much could we end up changing the world if each one of us took the time to be
That guy.
Yeah,
Usually
absolutely.
that's a bad thing, being
that
guy.
Yeah, nobody wants
But
to be
that guy.
But in our case today, we want you to be
That guy.
Absolutely. Well, that's all the time we
Or
have for
girl.
today's show. Really, you had to throw that in there.
well, it's better than saying a mail carrier.
We want you to have a great week, and we want you to be
That guy.
Have a great week, everybody. Thanks for listening to the show. We'll see you next time.